Welcome to today's tutorial on finding the least common multiple of 2 or 3 integers, or you can have 10 integers if you really have to. But finding the LCM, or least common multiple as it's called, is actually quite simple. Just make sure you know what it means. LCM means least common multiple. Um, so the first thing you want to do, let's take a look at the first example of 3 and 5, is you just want to list multiples of the number. Okay, so let's start with the number 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. That's the first multiple. And the second multiple, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. And once again, you just keep going through and listing multiples of the number. So 3 times 7 is 21. So those are my multiples of 3. 3 times 1, 3 times 2, 3 times 3, etc. So now we want to list all the multiples of 5, which is pretty easy. So you got 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. So the least common multiple, and least meaning the smallest multiple, okay, that they have in common, is just that. It's the very first multiple that the two numbers have in common. In this case, if you go through the list of 3's, you get right here and you get a 15, and you get a 15 over here. So the least common multiple of 3 and 15, or excuse me, of 3 and 5, so the LCM of 3 and 5, oops, that's really ugly, of 3 and 5 is 15. Okay. So the same thing here for 4 and 8. We're going to go ahead and list multiples of 4. So we've got 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20. And I don't need to list all of these, but it doesn't hurt to go through and list some of the numbers. So the same thing for 8. 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 3 is 20, 8 times 4 is 32, etc. Okay. So I'm going to list one more over here. On the 4, we got 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, 4 times 4, 4 times 5. Let's do 4 times 6, and you'll see why in just a second. Now remember, the least common multiple is the smallest multiple. If you look at the numbers that I'm underlining now in blue, if you see 24 and 24 are common multiples, but they're not the least or the smallest multiple. Same thing here, they both have 16. So 16 and 16. Well, once again, those are common multiples, but not the least common multiple. So the very first multiple in common is 8. Okay? So the least common multiple, or the LCM, of 4 and 8 is 8. Once again, I know my penmanship is terrible. Okay, so just to reiterate, 16 and 24 are common multiples, but they're not the least common multiple. Okay, so you want the smallest one. So for 2, 4, and 5, because you can, find a LCM for as many integers as you have to, same thing, just go through and list multiples. So for 2, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, still on. And let's go one more, 20. Okay? And then for 4, multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. And once again, you just list until you find one. There's no one way to do these problems in particular. Okay? And then for 5, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Oops, really ugly 25. So the very first multiple that 2, 4, and 5 have in common is 20. So yeah, there's a common here with 8 and 8, but that's only for 2 and 4. Remember, we want it for 2, 4, and 5. So our LCM of 2, 4, and 5 is 20. Okay. So if you want more practice finding least common multiples, you could go ahead and visit our website here and get a little practice. You could visit us right up here at www.chaotix.com. Then come over here, click the Interactive tab. And once you get to the Interactive tab, you want to click the grades 4 to 6 homepage. And there's two activities you can do for least common multiple and greatest common factor, which we'll be talking about next. One, you can just click this one right here, more practice with LCM GCF, and you'll get this right here. You'll just get a list of 5 problems, and then just go ahead and type in what the least common multiple is, and it'll tell you whether you're right or wrong. Or if you really want to, you can go to the other tutorial right here, and you have a little game that we set up where you would, given 2 numbers, find the least common multiple of those 2 numbers. So in this case, 15 and 14, the least common multiple, of course, is 210. For 9 and 19, that would be, I think, 171. Okay. So I hope this helps. And if, like I said, if you want more practice, please visit our website, and thank you for watching.